Literal Satanists and self-described witches have taken public action to aid the agents of chaos that are in the headlines right now. The spiritual war that we are all wrapped up in at the moment has taken on crazy new dimensions that get weirder and weirder with each passing week. A month ago, I reported on the normalization of Satanism in the media, and honestly, I could make a long-form documentary on that subject. So, here's part 2 of who knows how many episodes on the normalization of Satanism. First, we have this report from the good folks over at Tradition, Family, and Property, or TFP for short. They describe how actual witches are now taking part in the cultural upheavals we see going on every day in American metropolitan areas. They describe in their piece the use of hexes and spells against those that the agents of chaos are marching against, done in the name of combating their brutality and the hate that is built into their institutions. Most of what they describe in their piece is just a setting for the important part that builds on what you're familiar with if you've in any way been paying attention to the news cycle. Here's the key part of their report, quote, "Mixing politics and the occult. The witches are part of a growing movement mixing politics and the occult. Numerous books of spells have been published since the 2016 elections advising occultist activists how to invoke the powers of darkness for political causes. Witches and Satanists are appearing more often in public to push their agenda and to display their scorn for God and His law. Such occult activism appears at odds with past leftist policies. The left used to follow a secular outlook that did not recognize spiritual powers of any kind. It always tried to keep politics and Christianity separate by labeling Christian action as superstitious. However, the left is now welcoming witches and occultists with their dark arts in the public square. Their involvement in recent public demonstrations should surprise no one." End quote. Honestly, I just think it's the party of Moloch and their drones being more honest now than ever before, due mostly to the madness that must grip the hearts of anyone who tries to lecture anyone about social justice while defending and promoting medical Moloch worship. That position they take is so ludicrous to anyone with a functioning sense of morality that in a sane world it would be satire. But we live in times of trouble and turmoil. Satire has become reality, and madness is the rule. As such, we can expect occultists to openly march in support of the agents of chaos and the new order they wish to usher in, and make no mistake, if they win, they will be the ones dictating what remains of our lives to us. Now, this isn't a coincidence at all. There's an open rally happening, well, tomorrow actually, if you're watching this the day this video goes live, on June 21st. Luciferians are gathering and marching for a one world government on Sunday, June 21st. It's a national event, meaning it's happening in one of 9 major cities, one of them probably near you, and it will be, your city will be hosting this March for Tyranny. There's even one happening in Raleigh, North Carolina, the now former site of the GOP's 2020 convention that was basically shut down for stupid political reasons related to the affliction. For those watching on YouTube, if that image of Baphomet is familiar, well, it's Baphomet, which tells you the nature of what these people are promoting. Solve et coagula, dissolution and restoration in a new image. The image of restoration in this case is that of darkness, and social upheavals always come from the Prince of Darkness, from the Lord of the world. And yet in our sane and free country, his servants get to not only run around in public freely and promoting their disorder, they get the endorsement of the establishment. After all, they are out in the name of justice, so it's all okay. It's also being reported that this Luciferian movement for a one-world government is not only happening on the solstice, but it's also during a solar eclipse ring of fire, which sounds reassuring. They also plan to not only sow more division and discord, but also to erect more monuments to Satan and Baphomet, in the place where the controversial monuments either stand now or did until recent acts of chaos removed them. Maybe the witches and Luciferians have put a hex on the culture, and this is why we've collectively lost it these past few months. I don't have another explanation, really, other than that we're heading towards a fulfillment of the Fatima message. Man, wouldn't it be nice if the Pope would order the bishops to consecrate Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary upon pain of excommunication for disobedience? I mean, that'd be great. I have a suggestion for you. Don't go out this weekend other than to Mass and to get some groceries. Don't put yourself in a risky situation. I've heard rumors at a certain big event in Tulsa that is at the time of the production of this video scheduled to happen today, Saturday, June 20th, and that there are plans to disrupt it on a rather large scale. It might be better to sit this weekend out and not go out, if at all possible. I have to drive into Oklahoma City on Sunday, the day of the Luciferian March, and Oklahoma City has a history with Satanism, so this could be interesting. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, please, and please pray that our country gets its sanity restored. Thanks for listening. I'm Anthony Stine. Ave Maria.